Hello and welcome to today's video. Today we are looking at What a Horrible Thought by Bee's Knees Lacquer. I'm again delaying making the Harry Potter video because I smashed my ring finger. Ironically, not moments before I had smashed my middle finger into a laundry basket, and I was looking for tools to try to take the rough edges off just so I could keep doing laundry. And while looking for those tools, that is when I smashed the other finger. It was a great morning, I gotta tell you. My finger is looking better. It is improving, but it still looks pretty bad where I hit it directly and the skin is still pretty broken. So I am trying to give it some extra time to heal up before I put it back on film. So we are going back to some more older footage. This is only from I think when I wore a little binge, so not actually that long ago. 3 weeks? I'm gonna guess 3 weeks. That seems fair. What a Horrible Thought was a free gift with purchase during the Beetlejuice release, but I did not receive it as a gift because I did not order that month. I think what happened was that I noticed the nail polish existed on the BKL website, but they didn't have any photos. So I had to go looking elsewhere for those. I think the photos I found were on the Femme Fatale website. It is described as a brick red, and I'm once again going to take issue with that. I know, every bloody time. In the bottle, it definitely has a brick red coloration, but when I got it onto the nail, it lost some of that orangey brown tone that I would have expected from a brick red. I won't deny that my very pink skin undertones might be pulling this more red, and it might also be encouraging my camera to pull it more red. I think this has two types of flake. One moves from dark purple to blue, and the other seems more iridescent to me and moves red to orange to gold. Those might also hit a lime green at angles, but we'll see if we can actually find that in the footage. I think you can see how much of a jelly this is, and that could be another reason that we're not getting that much of a brick red. Sometimes jellies lose the subtleties of the undertones. This polish will never reach opacity. If you do not like nail line, this is just not the polish for you. It is very even though, and I do think you could put it over a cream or a Crelly if that was in the same colorway. The blue to purple flakes do tend to look black here, but in person you can see their color, so it is more obvious that they are not matte black flakes. However, the farther down in the manicure they are, the more likely they are to look black. I think you'll see what I mean when we do get to the sunlight shot. The iridescent flakes are not all that obvious or impressive right now. I think they appear as just flashes of a slightly brighter pink. But also I think it's important to note this is not a stainer for me. It wasn't all that saturated a color, so I wasn't expecting staining, but I thought I'd just throw that in there that it did not stain. Also, I did not use a glitter smoother because any texture in this polish was so minimal, it did not require it. I did put on 3 coats because I did want to see how the base color would change with each one, and I definitely got more saturation in that 3rd coat. I do think this is a polish that each coat you put on does make a significant difference. I can't say if I'm ever going to use this in 1 coat. I guess if the right application for that comes along, I will do so, but I didn't really have that in mind for this polish. I really did want the burst of color that I had hoped would come from 3 coats, and it definitely delivered. We have made it out into the sun, and it is a nice, bright, sunny day, and you can definitely see how pink this looks on me. Those iridescent flakes are the sparklier interstitial ones. They move from red on the right into orange and gold as I sweep over to the left. And the left is where I see it looking more warm, more of a brick red. The larger purple to blue flakes mostly look black, but you can see the purple in some of them. I would direct your eye specifically to my middle finger. There's a particularly large flake there that you can see the color. They don't so much look like they're shifting in my shot though. I mostly register that flake as sort of a purple tone in my eyes. I don't think I ever actually captured the blue flash, but it is there. The shift in this one is more subtle though. It's going to move from a purple to an indigo or a cobalt. It's not going to move all the way over to a cerulean or an aqua. We have made it to the sun and shade shot, and we start out in the sun, which does look pretty similar to the previous shot. But as I move over to the shade, it does change quite a bit. Some of that is the very clear jelly base being affected by the differing light intensity. As I raise my fingers in the shade, I think it also takes on more of that brick red color. The rest of the time, my eyes perceive the base as more pink, more of a candy apple red. I think you can also see the blue to purple flakes a bit better in the shade. I don't know if I ever actually captured the blue shift, but if it does exist, it is probably here. I think this is the place that for me, even though the polish is a jelly and you can definitely see right through it, there is enough color in flakes that I don't ever notice my nail line. But that is entirely about perception, because my nail line is definitely there to be seen. I think in the artificial light, we're finally seeing the iridescent flakes as the highlight. They are providing that very warm glow and a semi-transparent look. The darker flakes are mostly just looking black here. I think there just isn't enough light here for them to show any distinguishing features. This is a polish that looks quite different in the different lighting. Not because the colors look so drastically different, but because different components come out to show themselves at different times. In the sun, the base color and the dark flakes are the most important, but inside it's those iridescent flakes that are really stealing the show. And that is all for today. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe so that I can blend my own guava-flavored coffee substitute. Please enjoy a clip of the downy woodpecker eating the suet.